All right, welcome back, guys, to Bald Father Bets. Quick recap of Sunday NFL football. Then we'll lay out the picks for tonight for NFL Monday Night Football. But first, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel, notifications on, so you get our community posts, as we did one last night for second half bet on Sunday Night Football, and it won. And you make sure that you get notifications when a video goes up, as sometimes we post closer to kickoff, like we did yesterday for the Sunday kickoff right before the 1 p.m. games. Give this channel some love, like, share, comment. Never charge for these picks. The only thing that we ask is that you help grow the channel. The number one way you can do that is make sure you're subscribed, and then also to interact with the content. So yesterday, 9, 8, and 2 in NFL picks, so it was a positive day. Not as positive maybe it should have been, but that's okay. The whole point of this is stacking winning days on top of winning days, and then you end up quite positive at the end of the year. Sunday Night Football was really our best play. Obviously, Falcons were pretty dominant, especially with the defensive line and how many times they got to McCarthy in that game, and then the second half play hitting. Also, that was a 3-unit win there, which was positive because we went into Sunday Night Football 6, 8, and 2. That Jags push was a tough one to have, having the Jags at +4 and getting a push on that after winning, covering almost all game long. Also a tough loss, and the fact that you're going up against a backup QB. That just shouldn't happen, and a tough loss for the Jags. Outside of that, we got a win in the Colts game, though, so if we maybe should have won the Jags one, maybe we should have pushed the Colts one, given that was a pretty controversial call on that 60-yard field goal attempt, calling a personal foul that made it in a 45-yarder and a re-kick, and re-kick went in. But that gave us a win. So again, these things oftentimes do even out. Outside of that, Patriots, Dolphins, that one was tough. With that punt return, we take the lead. Dolphins had a lead for a good portion of the game too, and then Patriots run the following kickoff all the way back, and then at that point we're done. Then we also in the afternoon game were on the Chiefs. A pick in the end zone that almost goes for a pick six, but ultimately leads for a touchdown for the Eagles when it looks like the Chiefs are going to take the lead, and it being Travis Kelce's tough. Chiefs are missing Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy very much, so you can see it. It's really Mahomes having to do everything out there. From a game standpoint, kind of like in the Super Bowl, they executed really what they wanted to do in terms of stopping Saquon, and then in this time they didn't give up the busted coverage on the back end, and didn't have like a detrimental pick six, but they had a pretty detrimental pick in the end zone. So that was really the difference there. Chiefs at 0-2 are a good futures option right now. Still love them, especially considering they're going to get Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice back. And I think those are big plays. We'll go more in depth into our final thoughts NFL video. It'll come out Wednesday. I haven't had an opportunity to look at the film on everything yet. Really spent a lot of time focused on those afternoon games just because there was only 3, so it was easier to watch all of them. But there were 9 1 p.m. games, so there just wasn't enough time for available eyes to really be in depth and in the Skycast for all those. But we'll get back with you with our thoughts on that on Wednesday. The Joe Burrow injury sucks, man, and all the injuries that are coming out today. So McCarthy's out for a while. It looks like Lamar's got a little something. It's a tough day for QB injury news. So then tonight, and we also already picked a few of our games on College Football Saturday. We'll let you know about those today. But tonight, 2 games, and they are not. Usually when the NFL does this, they kick them off like 45 minutes apart. Then you get the opportunity to go dual screen on the YouTube TV, and you don't have that. These are kicking off 3 hours apart, and one's kicking off at like 10 p.m. Eastern. So for those of you who stay up for that one, I applaud you. We'll start with the first one. So Tampa Bay and Houston. We've been going back and forth on this one for a while. I'll tell you guys this: the lean is Houston minus the 2 for 2 units, but I'm pumping the brakes a little bit until we get a little bit closer to kickoff. I will confirm that kick with a community post before the game kicks off. But the lean is Houston -2 here. Houston played the Rams very well defensively, and that was on the road. They had some things that they missed with regards to Nico Collins. CJ looked fine, but the running game didn't necessarily look good. But the Rams may be a wagon. The Rams are a very good team. Sean McVay is a very good team. A very good coach. So I'm not necessarily chalking that up to anything that has to do negatively with Houston just yet. Tampa Bay got a win against the Falcons, one that they probably shouldn't have gotten, but Baker's been very clutch over the recent years. But they also left some stuff that would be a little bit questionable. So I think a lot of these teams are looking at Tampa Bay coming in at 1-0, thinking they got to win over the Falcons, looking at the Texans at 0-1, thinking they did not look good against the Rams because they didn't score too many points. And they think this is a good spot for Tampa Bay. I also look at this and think to myself, what's more likely at the end of this game, a 2-0 Tampa Bay and an 0-2 Texans team, or both teams being 1-1? I don't love that you have to lay 2 with the Texans. I'd feel a lot better if you only had to lay 1, because if they win by 1, then you at least get a push. But I don't think we're going to get a 1. But I still want to monitor a little bit more leading up to kickoff, and we'll confirm that one with a community post. We know what we're doing. I think maybe we've already given this one out. I can't remember. But we're taking the Raiders plus the 4 against the Chargers for 2 units. I had to talk myself down in terms of actually the number of units on that. I want them to go a little bit bigger. If we ultimately do go a little bit bigger, I'll let you guys know at the community post if you need to put any more on it. I really like this spot for the Raiders. I like this spot for Pete Carroll, the Harbaugh feud, home game. That's a tough spot for. That's a tough spot for this team. Excuse me. That's a tough spot for a Chargers team playing at Las Vegas after coming back from a very, very big high in terms of a win over the Chiefs in Brazil. It's also a different matchup for the Chargers than the Chiefs were. What the Raiders are trying to do, what they do both offensively and defensively, and then what they have in terms of Crosby in a pass rush. Chris Jones is probably as difficult to deal with on a defensive line, but it's a different type of difficult than a Max Crosby. So we like what they have here, and we're going to be pushing for the Raiders here. Like I said, right now it's plus 4 for 2 units. If it becomes more than that, I'll let you know. Plays that we've already made for college, it's all on Saturday, 3 afternoon games and 1 evening game. We'll just run through them. We'll talk more in depth about them when our actual Saturday college football video comes out, but just want to make sure you guys have them so you can get them in, you don't lose the line. We like Tulane plus 13 against Ole Miss. A lot of that has to do with the struggles that Ole Miss is having on defense and what we think Tulane can do from an offensive standpoint. I think it'll be a very high-scoring shootout game. We like Nebraska plus 3 against Michigan. Nebraska at home. This is then the second week now of the interim coach, and it's not really about game day stuff. It's about they don't have the head coach for the full week, so they don't have him for preparation of Nebraska, and Rule gets that advantage being at home. We like Nebraska plus the 3. Concern there would be Michigan running the ball because Nebraska hasn't necessarily been stout in run defense. And Michigan has been better in run offense than you guys probably think off the top of your head, because really the only game you probably watched was Michigan-Oklahoma. But anyway, and we like Auburn plus the 7 against Oklahoma. All those are going to be for 2 units, all 3 of those. The Auburn one, I don't necessarily see Venables losing to Arnold. But I do think Auburn will keep this one a bit closer than people think. Auburn's a better team than people are giving them credit for, and that win against Baylor is a bigger win than people, I think, quite imagine. And then my favorite play so far of the year, my favorite play, it will definitely be my favorite play of the week. Right now we're only going to put 5 units on it, but we may add, Indiana minus 3.5 against Illinois for 5 units. I think you guys know if you've been listening to the channel, I think Illinois is probably the most overrated team in football, college or NFL. And I love this spot. Like I said, there's a very good chance that we end up throwing more units on it. But for now, I want to watch what the line does. We're going to take IU minus 3.5 for 5 units. That's it. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy your Monday Night Football. You get 2 of them tonight. If you're able to stay up for them, it'd be pretty amazing. And then if not, I will. Either way, I will get at you guys Tuesday for college football final thoughts, and I will get at you guys on Wednesday for NFL final thoughts before we get back into Thursday Night Football, where unfortunately we have an absolute shite game between the Bills and the Dolphins. The Dolphins team is just difficult right now to watch. Anyway, thank you guys. Be at you again soon. Again, enjoy Monday Night Football. Show the video some love. Appreciate you very much.